One of the things that fascinates me about the role of the arts in local communities is I think most people have the idea that whatever happens in the arts just sort of happens. There are those cities that make a deliberate and purposeful decision to move in a certain way. And when you look back on cities that have achieved that status of being creative, the arts have been very out front.
What the Fund for the Arts, what LexArts does for us, is allows us to make the arts accessible to the entire community.
What LexArts does is invaluable in terms of, first of all, sort of creating a substructure for the artistic community.
It provides a collective approach to the entire community, supporting the arts in its many different forms.
As a nonprofit theater, we budget so tightly that every dime is important. LexArts is the largest single donor to what we do, and that gives us a base to work with. They make up that funding that we can't get any other way. They make things affordable for teachers and school groups.
For several years, I came to the LexArts board meetings and I would talk about, we're out of space, and the board would say to me, you need to start thinking about this. You really need to start planning for this. So we are imagining a really exciting future with a beautiful facility that will allow us to not only expand all of our programs, but will really allow the community to participate in very different ways. LexArts has supported that all the way, and I couldn't imagine sort of launching into a project like this without them.
With LexArts as the local funder, giving us the operating support yearly, we're evolving into something each year because of that support.
I think where LexArts is really strong is the idea of the creative artist, that being a place where art is sort of launched or birthed, as it were, and here a place like Lexington.
There are people here who are doing really good stuff, world-class stuff, artists who exist outside of the norm, but they're still making really relevant, really great work. We are in Institute 193. It exists to be a springboard for those artists. If you want to live here and be a professional artist, you should be able to do that. Philip March Jones, he's the founder. He got this whole project started. This was a project that was totally a labor of love, and now it's actually gotten quite a bit of momentum going. And if this is going to be something that goes on for a long time and really is a catalyst for culture in this community, we're going to need to have that infrastructure that we didn't have before. LexArts has been a really great resource for us, which is going to help, continue to make all of this possible.
That's one thing that Lexington needs to tap into more and celebrate that fact of being sort of a production center for the arts. Artists like to live here. So how do we build on that?
Central Kentucky has a rich number of young people that are seriously dedicated to music, and part of the role of the arts in our community and in education is to be providing a tool to help these young people learn how to think in different and broader ways.
That is where we have an enormous advantage of using our art form to really move teachers in a way of learning that is engaging their students, so that you see the curiosity, you see the light bulbs go on, and you see the reaction of students, but you also see it in the test scores of students who are highly involved in arts and music. There's no surprise in any of that.
All you have to do is just use your imagination. Imagination's good because you can do anything you want.
The arts give them something that they can hold on to, that they can excel at, and that often serves as a bridge to all the other subject matters. We see that day in and day out.
Their academics have just soared as they've played. It's just so vital to a child's education. Your child will see a bigger picture.
It makes you want to be a better player.
We're working with people who hear things like you can't quite often. We really embrace the notion and the idea that this is where you can.
I think that LexArts is one of the best advocates for the arts and in helping people to understand what the arts are beyond entertainment.
Because of the work of LexArts, the arts are seen as a source of economic development. They're seen as this engine that is driving innovation and progressive thinking in our community.
You know, I think the most important thing is just to have a real commitment and a personal involvement in some form of the arts. Because if you have that interest, then you'll be engaged in a process that comes up with ideas.
Challenge your perception of what is going on in Lexington, Kentucky. When I moved back here from Chicago, everyone asked me why. Like, why are you moving to Kentucky? They just couldn't understand because they had this misconception that sophisticated cultural things don't happen in Lexington, Kentucky. But all of this is proof that this is actually a really rich, really vibrant, creative community.
Anytime you're trying to innovate and move forward, it's financially a great challenge for us. Always will be the case. But the challenge also is that innovation requires support. Not only giving the financial support, but certainly the advocacy support we need for why moving forward is important.
Everyone can benefit from the opportunity to get creative, to learn something, to express themselves, to find a new way of doing something. We really look at bringing people in and giving them that spark.
We need people to understand that those are the kinds of dialogues we're having around art. It's really about why is art important? It goes beyond aesthetics. It goes beyond paintings that are beautiful to see in a room. Art has real power.
When you consider the economic challenges that we have had and that not a single arts group has gone out of business, we now have more professional arts organizations than ever before, and that's quite remarkable. I mean, that means that this community has fertile soil for artists and arts organizations to grow in.
LexArts is here, watching out for the arts, encouraging the arts, raising funds to support the arts. LexArts really colors our world with art for all of us.